All right. Welcome back. The World Cup is done. Argentina and Spain gave up the finals for the ages, or maybe not. But today, I'd like to introduce you to we have three guests today and two new guests. We have Napo, we have Ken, and we have Boss Bemi. So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to start with a brief introduction, your name, your club, and one signing this summer that made you say, what on earth is going on? We'll start with Napo.
It's your boy Napoleon, as you always know, Man City Q. The only four Pete, I don't know about everybody else, but you're gonna hear that till you get tired. But the one signing that I would talk about Man City is mainly our new boss. I have so many questions,
Okay.
but it's too early to ask those questions. I think once the preseason kicks off and then the first maybe 10 games, we'll know a lot more.
All right. All right, Dr. Ken.
Yeah, my name is Ken, as you all know, aka Dr. Ken. It's good to have me in this podcast. It's my first episode with you guys, so I'm happy to be here. I'm an Arsenal fan, and personally, I'm so excited for this new season. Lots of changes, coming from Man City, new coach, Chelsea, new coach, Liverpool, new coach, I believe, and Man United. Hopefully, would see them go back to the glory old days. But for now, it's Arsenal, right? And I'm excited for this new season. Talking about our signings, so far, there's a lot of speculations, there's a lot of news, flying up and down. But the only confirmed signing that we have so far is the guy from, I think, Greece, Christos. Help me with the last name.
I
Zolis.
don't I don't
Zolis.
know.
Solis.
Yeah, it's
Julius.
something
Yeah.
like yeah.
So he's a left winger. I believe he's coming in to be a direct replacement for the
Sure.
Belgian sensation Trossard. I love Trossard. I'm going to miss Trossard.
Okay.
My hope is seriously, my hope is that Tolis doesn't become our main starter. I'm expecting Ateta to shock me with a marquee signing for that left wing, and then Christos Tolis becomes our backup, right? But who knows?
All right. Boss Bemi, quick introduction, your name, your club, and just one signing that made you wish, what the hell is going on?
Good evening, guys. My name is Baby, aka OGA Vibes, and Arsenal fan. As you can see, league champion. We thank God. Finally, after so many years, but they cannot laugh us anymore. All those days are behind us now. Poverty, blood of Jesus, blood of Jesus. Okay, there we go. We're gonna cut all of that out. Most important signing that I'm looking forward to is actually Bruno Guimaraes, because I've noticed that we don't have a direct replacement for Declan Rice, and Declan Rice is just a human being, bro. Like you can't. Yeah, he's one guy. I would love us to have, because I think every other person, maybe bar Saliba, we have a backup, like a like for like Gabriel is gone. We have Nkapie can go there, Calafiori can go there, left back, men, full mounts, winger. As my brother was saying as well, for the left wing position, I would love somebody big there, but my own priority is that midfield, because our defense, our midfield is what we can sort out that attack later. We had one leg Saka, we see easy to win league. We had no pace Trossard, easy to win league. We have I cannot look up Martinelli, easy to win league. We have I cannot touch ball to go Keres, easy to win league. As long as that midfield and that defense is solid, me I'm okay. So give me my Bruno and we'll go far. That's what I have
All
to say
right.
for now.
All right. All right. Quick. This one will just be quick. One sentence, one word. I need you guys give me so far. What do you think about the transfer window that has happened? Start with Boss Bemi.
Overpriced. I blame Man City and Chelsea.
All right. Ken.
That's boss. Ken, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
feel like it's been quiet.
Okay. All right. Napo.
Kasek Basketballs is
All
all
right.
over the place.
I think we'll start with the most important, not the most important, the biggest news so far. Chelsea signing Morgan Rogers for a fee. British transfer record.
Jesus.
That is extra spicy. Arsenal wanted him. Arsenal were in for him, and
He
Chelsea
wanted
went
Arsenal.
over the top and took him. My first question, Napo, is Morgan Rogers worth the British record fee? Yes or no? And please just explain why.
No, I only say that because prior to him, we had Grealish. Grealish was an amazing player, but I still don't believe that he lived up to that expectation. Like I said, don't get me wrong, he was a good player for Man City, but he didn't live up to the expectation. And I don't think Morgan Rogers is worth that amount.
Okay.
Nothing he's done has wowed me to say he deserves that amount. So that's the only thing I can look up to at the moment.
Dr. Ken, do you agree, or do you think it's just the market? Is how the market is and how things are priced right now? That's why it's going for that price or gone for that
So
price.
this is my take on Morgan Rogers, right? First and foremost, I'm sad that he went to Chelsea, right? Is he a good player? I think the question is he a good player? And my honest answer is yes. And the reason is this. Looking at England right now, I will pick Morgan Rogers, arguably. I'm excluding this World Cup, right? I'm judging strictly based on what we saw last season. I would say he's one of, if not the only, he's one of the most complete attacking player in England. Can he play left wing? Yes. Can he play center? Yes. Can he also play as a striker? The answer is yes. We've seen it time and time again. He played as a shadow striker, sometimes as a main striker when, this guy was injured. What's his name again? The other Aston Villa striker.
Watkins.
Watkins.
Oli,
Ole
yeah.
Watkins was injured. He was debuting for Ole Watkins. Can he play as a right wing? Yes. And this is something we saw across the entire season, right? So is 70 or 80 million worth the price? I would say yes, based on the current market we have now. But the reason why he went for that price is because Aston Villa has set an evaluation for this player. Arsenal has indicated an interest on this player. And we've been talking about this player even before the World Cup started. Now, Chelsea coming in created a sort of transfer war between Arsenal and Chelsea, which was what Aston Villa wanted. They wanted a bargaining war between not just Arsenal and Chelsea, but multiple clubs. Who are the benefactors for this transfer? It's Aston Villa, right? So, yes, he was overpriced. But again, the precedent has already been set from the likes of Man City, the likes of even Chelsea, like previous seasons, right? So you can't really blame the transfer market. And don't forget, the most important thing is that he's English. I mean, how many English
tax.
players?
Homegrown.
Yeah, how many
English
homegrown? I
tax.
think homegrown is the right word. How many homegrown players, with this kind of quality go for cheap, right?
Sure.
So
But
that's
Bimi,
my take.
do you think he's a good signing for Chelsea as a whole?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I think last season the reason why Kopama had a shit season, of my language, terrible season, is because of his attacking. The people that were surrounding him were very mid, bro. Where they finished in the table was the result of the people surrounding Kopama. The left winger Neto, the right winger. Is it Garnacho? Jesus Christ. The striker, what is that? Now I'm saying, like, me, if I take the hit aside and just look at Chelsea, bro, any amount, even if they pay 20 million for that Morgan Rogers, they need somebody else to carry that offensive burden off Kopama. Kopama is injured, they are forcing him to play because there's nobody else that can do it. So for Chelsea, it's a great transfer. For Villa, it's a great transfer. They get the money. And for what I'm hearing, apparently it's great for both because Villa was apparently facing financial woes. So this deal, the money enter and they still got a player somehow. The Garnacho and this other guy that you're about to send to them, swap deal. Apparently is going to be registered as a swap deal according to English
I'm hearing
registration
is
tax.
Jackson.
Imagine.
Yeah, I heard they were trying to get Jackson.
Jackson and Garnacho, and you get Rogers you get 100 and something to put in your books, and you still get two players. Come on, it's a great deal for them. But as a market, no, I don't know. That price was crazy, bro.
The way I look at it, I think Chelsea and Aston Villa have this scratch me, I scratch your back
Type
because I think
relationship.
last season it happened when they had like no, I don't even think was it last season or the season before when we had the Chukwuemeka, the Chukwuemeka transfer and because
another boy.
I had the reason allegedly the reason why Chelsea couldn't get this Aston Villa couldn't buy Garnacho is because there's a financial fair play rule in Prem where you can loan players between 45 days and it won't count on your books. And so there's this money trickery that Chelsea, like I'll give it to you. If there's one club, let's just say in Prem or even in the world, that can sell players, and when I mean players that you just like, people don't even care. Like people will be like, "Oh, this player is trash." It's Chelsea.
Yes.
Chelsea will sell your jersey that you've won back to you, and you buy it at premium price.
And
That's
they'll
how
make
good,
profits.
and they will make profit. I don't know how they do it. That I give to them. Like, look at your team, for example, Arsenal. What's the highest amount you guys have ever gotten for a player from your team? Let's be honest.
30 M's.
35.
40 M's.
And that was probably Oxlade-Chamberlain. Think about it, how far it is. And you also have to think about the fact. Okay, I'll give you a good example this season. There are some people that say that Arsenal is trying to offload Martinelli, right? So that they can get someone else in that position. Nobody's pulling their punches. They're probably calling 45 million pounds. And is it not Somerville that just went to Saudi for 80?
Bro.
You also have to think about it, right? I don't just think it's because that Chelsea is just that good. I think overall is how the team portrays itself. It's like, take a good example. If Man City wants to sell a player, any player that is coming out from Man City, you're not gonna pay less than 45 million, depending on who that player is, right? And same thing, like I would say Chelsea, but for some reason, Arsenal and Manchester United, they are always falling short for some reason. And it was never a thing, but now it's become a thing where if Arsenal wants to sell a player, they get lowballed. If Man U wants to sell a player, they get lowballed. But if Man U wants to buy a player, they get overpriced. You see what I'm saying? So it's starting to look like it's a trend. It's not just, there's something that is stirring this up, and I feel like it's bigger than what we are seeing in the human eyes or as fans that are just sitting and watching football. We might be like, oh, you know what, blah blah blah, but I feel like there's something in the background that we just don't know what it is, and it's causing this. I mean, that's what I think, anyways.
To add to what you guys are saying,
Mm.
another angle to look at it is contracts, right? Arsenal has always been, post Wenger era, during the time that we were building Emirates Stadium, Arsenal was a selling club, and the reason is because we were in debt to pay off our stadium, right? So we're forced, when you're tagged a selling club, right? There's no room for you to have a bargaining power. It's like when you go into a mall and they tell you that this store is going, like, it's phasing out,
It's going out, the
right?
discounts.
Yeah, so it's on, everything there is on sale, right? So you as the buyer have the power. I'm the seller. I have to shut down at a certain period of time. Whether I like it or not, I have to shut down, right? So when you're
Yeah.
coming to me to say, hey, I want Thierry Henry, right? I'm looking at it as Thierry Henry is my best player, right? How much do you have? So you tell me I'm gonna buy Thierry Henry for 40 million. After all, you need the money. I don't really need Henry, right? So we're looking at it like, we need this money. We need to get Henry off our wage book. So we're getting high player wage off our book. Plus, we're getting sale value for this guy. Plus, we have a deadline to meet to pay off this stadium, right? So all those things come in play. Now let's
Right.
look at Chelsea, right? Chelsea signs a player, and you can't see anything less than 5 years contract. They tell
Six
you,
Yeah.
plus one.
yeah,
6.
they tell you that. Now, if you're Real Madrid and you come to buy a Chelsea player, you're looking at that contract. Who has the power? It's Chelsea.
Chelsea.
So Chelsea can tell you that player is 90 million. What are you going to do? Are you going to wait 6 years
6
for that
years.
player?
Bro.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's up to you, right? Look at what is happening between Liverpool and Real Madrid against Konate, right?
Mhm.
They wanted to buy Konate for 50 million. Liverpool
Mhm.
said, we're not selling. What did
They
what
said,
did Real
okay,
Madrid do? They said, okay.
wait.
What happened towards the end?
Free
Liverpool was
transfer.
now begging Real Madrid, okay, will you take 20? And they said, nope, we're getting him for free. Look at Mbappe. Same thing, right?
Same thing.
So when your contract is running down, you become desperate, right?
Yeah.
Chelsea never lets players' contract run down. That's one thing I give Chelsea, right?
I
Over any
think
club in England.
I think what happened is, I'd like to correct you on that fact. I think what happened is Chelsea learned from their mistakes. Remember, we had two players that let go. One went to Real Madrid, one went to Barcelona. Christensen and Rudiger, because of the
Mhm.
whole
Yeah,
Ukraine
yeah,
war
yeah,
and
yeah.
whatnot,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
situation.
yeah.
And I think ever since then, Chelsea has made it this thing like, we are giving you your contract plus one. Everything has to have plus one. Even if you're getting to the end of your contract and anything happens, because if Rudiger had that mistake that happened, we would have activated that plus one.
Mm-hmm.
But we couldn't, because you're not allowed to negotiate. There's a ban on you. You can't talk to Rudiger. And Rudiger was scared, like, okay, if this club can't talk to me, Real Madrid is there talking to me. What will you do?
Yeah.
Because
Right.
Rudiger, he has
Fair,
said in
fair,
one
fair.
podcast, I think the Michelob podcast or something, that like he was just talking limbo. Like, I don't have contract. Contract is expiring in a few months. Real Madrid is knocking. The
Mhm.
UK government is saying we can't sign. You can't sign players. You know those little things, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But
And I think at that period, you guys had issues with Thomas Checo. We
yes,
didn't
so
know whether
there
he's
are
going
a
to
lot of
stay or
issues,
leave.
like lot of
Yeah.
issues going out. So the ship was rocky, and he's like, you know what, might as well just jump to either. Everyone wants to play for Real
Safety.
Madrid.
Safety.
Safety, and everyone will always want to play for Real Madrid. Even if I wake up, even if I have a kid that is meant to play for Chelsea, If he tells me that I'm playing for Real Madrid, but I go.
Yeah.
I can't stop you because it's
Right.
Real Madrid.
Yeah.
So basically, what me also want to point out is I feel like Chelsea, for some reason, knows how to sell their players to people. It's either they're just good at marketing their players or using the stats. Because what I was bringing up is the Garnacho one. Like people were like saying, "Oh, we saw Garnacho missing goals." Then you can see all those like David Austin and stuff. They're saying that if you look at the stats, like the underlining stats of Garnacho, he's running and it's everything. You say Chelsea uses that to sell players. Like, see, this guy is running. He's finishing. All he needs is a good coach that can just touch him up and he will be able to score the goals. Basically, that's what they are using to sell it. And see, everyone is like, you know what? I revive players that their careers are
Can I
dead.
can I ask you a question, right?
Let's go. Shoot.
I didn't watch Garnacho that much when he was in Man U, right? Was he that bad compared to Chelsea?
No,
That's a good
no,
question, bro.
As a
no.
Chelsea
At
fan,
Man U, he was not bad. Oh, he wasn't bad.
So,
Actually,
so
at
can you
Manchester
say it's a
United,
system thing?
no.
Manchester United, he was actually, I'll say, if you want to compare Man U and
Mhm.
Chelsea, he was like 70% good at Manchester United, and at Chelsea is probably like what,
He was a
35%.
ghost of himself. Okay.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
And I also think it also comes down to the pressure because it felt
Of
like
trying to perform and win the fans.
yes. Because sometimes
Especially
it
how
was
he left United.
yes,
Now
especially
I'm
how
going
you
to go
left
and
Yeah.
prove a
United.
point.
So
But
now when you leave, it's the same thing. I'll give you a good example. It's the same thing that's happening to Mason Mount, minus the injury part too. Like he didn't score a goal. Then it got to a time that he was always trying to overscore goal, compensate to score a goal, rush and score. You get those little things, right?
Yeah.
So it messes off with your head. Even though I'm happy
Yeah.
that he's not, we got our money from Man U and they
you
got
know
it
what
done.
though? I do still think that despite all of that, I don't think it's how Chelsea sells players. I think it's what exactly what Ken said. That contract, when you come, because Garnacho probably has 5 years left on his
He
contract.
does.
I'm
Yeah.
so
You
sure.
can
I'm very
with
sure.
5 years contract, you cannot buy him for less than 45
Yeah,
million.
you can't.
So that contract it has huge value to play.
Players.
Take
Yeah.
a good example now. Do you think Man City is stupid to sign Haaland on the years of contract they signed him for?
The
Do you
value of
think
a player goes up by
if
contract.
if
Insurance.
Real Madrid, even though they are out there in the media and they are making all that noise, they cannot price Haaland for 200 million right now.
True.
There's no way.
They can't even there's no fake news to say they are interested, because when you create that fake news that they are interested, Haaland has to now say, oh, you see what's happening to Rodri. A typical example is Rodri. Rodri has been in Man City for how long, right?
And they never
All
give
of
him
a
that kind
sudden-
of contract.
All of a sudden, his contract is winding down, and guess who is coming to speak for?
Real Madrid. And
Right?
and guess what? I heard the whole thing of, Real Madrid is trying to right now. If Real Madrid does say they want to sign Haaland, I guarantee you 400 million minimum, because Man City has the bargaining power.
Yeah.
It's not about anything. 400 million minimum.
Don't even use Haaland.
So that's the problem.
Use
That's the
use the
thing, is
current
like-
saga right now. Use the
So-
current saga right now that's going on. Olise. Look at what is happening between Olise and
Bayern.
Madrid. Look at what Bayern is telling you. Even if you bring how much? 300 million, he is not for sale.
Exactly. They're just
Julian Alvarez. Look
Same
at what
thing.
Atletico Madrid is doing, because they
Same
have
thing.
the power. Now,
so long
let
so
me
long
go
as
back
you
to
have those
Arsenal.
years in contract, bro,
Yeah,
it's
let me go back to
difficult.
Arsenal. The reason why you say Arsenal and Man U don't have that, they come short, like Napo said, is because we fail to do what your club is doing, which is tie these guys down to long-term contracts.
Yeah.
Henry left because he had 2 years left. Chamberlain left because he had 1 year, or
One,
I
yep.
think 6 months.
He
Right?
didn't want to renew. Yep.
Wilshere, the same thing. Ramsey, same thing. What's our guy? Sanchez, 1 year contract. And these are our generational best players.
Bro.
These are Fabregas, same thing, 1 year, right? Patrick Vieira, our own captain, 1 year. Dennis Beckham, our legend, 1 year, right? These are people who created like a core foundation of what Arsenal is, or what you know Arsenal to be back in the days. And they all left because they had 1 year left. So in our situation, who do you think will have the bargaining power? The buying core.
Yeah.
For sure.
But Chelsea
Barcelona
was
comes
still
to
able to.
Fabregas. So Chelsea was able to say, hey, if you don't tie these guys down, we might lose them. right? So when they are 3 years, so what people are doing now is once you get into 3 years, we did it with, now Arsenal is learning. We did it with Saliba, remember? Real Madrid was snooping around Saliba last season.
5-year contract.
What did
Immediately.
Bretta do? As soon as he came in, the first thing he did as the sporting director of Arsenal is to tie Saka down, tie Saliba down, tie Gabriel, extend Trossard. So he was doing those key core players first before we started talking about the likes of Gyökeres, Berechis. That's why Arsenal, if you notice last season, Arsenal bought the people that they bought towards the end of transfer because this guy was busy tying down our core players. And then fans were getting upset that, hey, Arsenal is not buying anybody. What's going on? Next thing, Ibere is here. This guy is here. Gyökeres is here. Boom, boom, boom. You know? So the key thing is tie your guys down and then go into the transfer market.
You have you seen what Man City has done recently? The last 2 years, Man City's been buying players, right? Do you know what they've done this summer? Madrid, Gavidol, news headline, Gavidol. They don't go give a contract. Brother, you have to sign.
You know?
Madrid,
Adida,
Madrid,
you guys should pay
Foden.
attention to.
They've given their mass. What happened to KDB? Same thing.
Same thing.
It was too late. It was too late. They couldn't, like, the time for KDB to sign a contract, and with the whole fiasco and injuries, and it was just like, you know what? Let's just take the heat and let him go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so they felt
Take
like,
the heat.
yeah.
It's gonna create wage budget regardless.
Yeah.
Let's take the heat and let it go. But what has happened? Every star player that Man City has, they are giving them
Contracts.
They are giving them contract.
Arsenal tried to pull one against Liverpool back in the day. The one that you guys might remember that went viral with Arsene Wenger, right?
To plus £1. Very, very
45
stingy.
million plus one.
Very, very stingy, greedy man.
You
Plus £1.
really think that Suarez at his prime is worth 45 million and £1.
Plus £1. £1.
He had 1 year left in Liverpool, and that's why Arsene Wenger was saying that. And then he had 45 million release clause, right? Not for domestic, foreign clause. Wenger knew that and said, okay, 45 plus 1, right? In our market, if Suarez had like 3 years, 4 years, do you really think Wenger will go? I mean, this guy coughed out how much to buy Ozil. You really think he's going to buy Suarez for 45? He's going to pay over 80, 90 million for Suarez, right? So that's the thing. It's contract. Contract.
The insurance policy of contracts.
Yeah.
I have a question. I have a question for Boss Gbemi. So I still think about this Chelsea situation. Like Chelsea have spent years buying young British talent, young players from Brazil, give them contract. Some of it has worked, some of it has not. Is this Chelsea finally getting it right? Or is it a mistake with a bigger price tag? No, it's because before, people always claim that Chelsea will go pick up a young player that's just from nowhere and they want to like use them. Because remember, there was a philosophy that Chelsea had back then that's only young players.
Initially,
and they were criticized throughout. And I think at the time too, they said they wanted head coach, not a manager. So the sporting directors would be the one to bring the players and the coach will work with the players. But now I feel like there's a drastic change with the addition of Alonso, because you can tell that Alonso was definitely involved in this transfer. And do you think Chelsea is moving in the right direction, or you just think they're just making the same mistake in a different style?
I mean, as a Chelsea fan, all I would tell you is Thiago Silva. And you should understand what that means. The kind of where your team was before and after Thiago Silva, the level of experience, when you guys were doing that young team, the moment you brought Thiago Silva in, it's like Chelsea went up immediately a level. You can't have youth without a leader, because they will think they are the leaders. That's why you start seeing all this. They want to do gang. They want to kick manager out. You see Enzo Fernandez coming out to say rubbish. They are talking because there's nobody. They are the main men there. There's no intermediary. You know, Jose Mourinho always said when he went to Chelsea, he found men that would die for him, and those men were the leaders. The Thierry, the Lampard. Those were the leaders. You get the advanced men of the group, aged men that have seen life. Those ones understood what it took to win. These young boys, this look good, chop life, chop money. So it's overdue. Once you buy out, you have laid a solid foundation. So you're saying you guys have insured yourself with, the future. If these old guys don't work, you have a young guy that can take his place. But you need somebody that has been there, done that doesn't have time to waste, that will come and tell you, see, come guy, I have 3 years left at the top level. Me, I want to win something. I don't know about you. So are you going to help me or not? It takes a lot of stress off the manager. And if you look at, there's a reason you guys were going for Xhaka. Xhaka is 35 years old now. In the normal world, what are you doing with Xhaka? You are seeing somebody that went invincible in German league, somebody that was elevated Arsenal's midfield, somebody that took Sunderland to Europe at that age. Come on. It's not like it's better than them, but you need somebody that has been there and done that to come and tell the young ones that all this one people are doing is for yourself. This is what is really key. Because Xhaka was once that young player. That time he was collecting
Right.
record at Arsenal. There was nobody to tell him that, guy, what you are doing doesn't make sense, bro. Relax. It's not how it's done. He had to learn. So bringing those kind of personalities in will make the project progress faster. Because I don't think Chelsea fans have that much patience for all this. Chelsea is the team that is used to winning. You guys can't go that long without winning something. It's not going to be funny anymore. So they know that there's pressure on them to do those right, to set those things, show those intention. You know, that's what I was saying about that Rodgers transfer. What it signifies to the fans is that, yes, we saw what happened last season. We are not acting like we did not see it. We break record to bring somebody that will help Kopama to upgrade this offense. And I'm sure they are not done in at least that sector of the team. So, no, it's a great momentum. Will it work out? Will it not work out? We will see. It's a new manager, it's new signings, all the new stuff. You know, the key thing, a big thing people forget in football is that sometimes you need time for things to gel. But the question is, with Zabi, with this current state of football, with this project be given the time that I love to say Arteta has been given. Because if you let Arteta, say, if we judged Arteta by his first 2 seasons, he's not somebody you ever think will win the league. Yeah, you're finishing 8-8. What are you doing with my life? Who are you, bro? You're buying William. What? What's going on here, guy? Who is this guy? Who is this guy? So if he gets the time, I see it working out. Because the money is there, the players are there, the experience is there. Or will he be given time? That's the question I will say to finish that. Will he be given time? But no, the direction is solid.
Who knows? Like Chelsea have done something similar in the past when they brought in Conte. And he won the league. Let's be honest. He won the league on his first try. So you never know. This is one of those things where it can either go sideways or this thing. And I do believe that Chelsea, like most fans are like saying stuff like, oh, this is just same stuff wrapped in different style. But I do believe that you can see that Alonso is getting, is getting involved in this transfer.
Yes.
Because the previous Chelsea that we know, there's no way they're putting 170 for him. Because the first time they did it, that was the top bully when he first came. He didn't know he felt like it was Yankee. How we can just buy players. We just drop money and trade players. Initially, that's what he was doing. Then he had those sporting directors. The sporting director decided that we'll go buy those young ones here, young ones there, young ones do this. And now they're back to like getting star players. I'll lie to you. At first, I was like, Morgan Rogers, I like his style, but is it worth the money? Then I looked at it. I was like, at most, 95 million. But it's the market we're in right now. I watched the video with some of those. I know. I watched the video with some of those Man U legends, and they were looking at some of the old transfer, like them Torres and backwards, right? And they were like trying to convert it to today's currency. And when you convert it with inflation and everything, those guys are shattering records that we already have right now.
I disagree with one of my guys. They were trying to make it seem like Ferguson was buying players for cheap. I'm like, you guys are mad. You are telling me somebody broke British transfer record to buy Lewis Ferdinand. You don't need to break transfer record, but he was the most expensive defender. But because it's 30 million, you're like, it's telling me it's not cheap. Transfer that money to today. That's probably 150 for a defender.
That was 100. I think they talked about the Ferdinand transfer.
Bro,
it's 120 something. That is even more than the highest British record right now.
It's a record in itself. You know?
This is one thing I'll say though, right? I love what Chelsea's doing, but there's a downside to what they're doing. And I think if every team catches up to that downside, it would affect them heavily. And the downside is when you have too many players, right? And people realize, well, you have 40 players and you're trying to overprice me. As a matter of fact, you know what? Keep your player. I don't want that player no more. I'm going to go somewhere else and I'm going to get someone that is not better, but almost decent for a lesser price. And then they'll be like, oh, why didn't you buy that player? And it'll be like, too overpriced. So that's why you went over there. Okay, you know what, Chelsea? This guy didn't want to buy this guy. I want to buy him. And then you'll be like, no, same price. Or, you drop the price tag a little bit. They'll be like, nah, still too overpriced. I'm going to go somewhere else. And you know what what does to your team? You have 40 players that all have contracts, but nobody wants to buy them. So their contracts start going down, their values depreciate, and now instead of you, the team, having the bargaining power, you lose the bargaining power because nobody wants to buy from you. You see what I'm saying? And then now that puts you in a position where anybody can throw any number at you. So a player, let's say for example,
just to balance your books.
Exactly. Palmer is what? 150 million, someone will come and tell you,
Now.
I'll give you 45 million. Will you say no? No, you cannot. Why? Because you need to balance your books. The last 2 seasons, you've not sold. You've not even loaned out. People want to loan players for you, and they'll tell you, I don't want to pay their
No obligation to buy.
no obligation
No,
to buy.
not even of the wage. No,
They
no,
don't
we're
want to
not
pay.
paying
They don't want
a
to pay
wage.
the players' wage budget.
What Arteta did to Chelsea with
Yep.
Sterling, we
Yep.
loaned Sterling and we said we're
We
not
did
paying
not.
his wages. You pay the wages, but we'll keep the
Exactly.
player.
And
Right?
and
It's
and
very
that's the thing.
possible.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Chelsea, what they are doing, a lot of Premier League teams have not caught with. When I promise you, when they do, bro, you will see how Chelsea is going to plunder, because everybody's gonna
I
be
think
like,
they
you know
have. I
what?
think they have. If you look at
No,
the Aston Villa deal,
no.
Aston
They
Villa needs to
see,
balance their books
brother,
as much as Chelsea.
brother. I'm telling
That's
you,
why
they
it
have.
worked out for them.
Yeah.
They have, but they don't. I don't think they figure out a way. Because who's this guy that you guys sold to Manu? Andre Santos, right?
Santos,
It was
our good
How
one.
promising,
much?
though.
How
It was
much?
promising, I can't lie.
55,
30,
No,
50,
40.
50 plus five extra, 55.
50 million.
So you see this comment you just made now
for player where most
has
people
been
don't
injury
even know.
prone. You see this player. You
No,
see this
no, he's
comment you
not
just
injury
made.
prone. He's been actually, so the Santos stuff. I'll explain the Santos stuff to most people,
Explain
right?
it. I'm
You guys should
dying to hear
understand
this.
that he is
Mhm.
no. Like I'm looking at, I'm not saying, like, to me, he's one of the Chelsea young players that I actually liked. Like, what I mean,
No, his
like,
potential is up there.
his
Potential is up
potential
there.
is high.
Potential is
He
up
was
there.
captain of. He was
But I'm
captain
waiting
of.
for the
Let me
but.
finish. Let me finish.
Mhm.
He was captain of their under 20 team. He was captain on their
Mhm.
20 team. What do you call it? He was captain of Strasbourg. He went on Strasbourg. He went on loan to Strasbourg and was still their captain. You know how crazy that is for you to be alone and be on still be a captain. And he played. He never missed a match for Chelsea when he even came back. The only problem that he had, the only reason why he decided to go to Man U when Man U came knocking, was because Chelsea could not guarantee him that he'll be a starter. He said he wants to be a
Choke.
starter.
Too many players.
Let me ask you this.
Because
Wait,
How
can't
many
play.
matches? How many
Let me
matches
finish.
did he do? No.
Ken,
Added to
hold
what
on,
you
hold
said.
on.
How many matches did he play last season for Chelsea?
15.
15.
He
Okay,
played
Ken,
15
hold
games
on.
for
Premier
Chelsea.
League games
Yeah,
For real?
or all competition?
all competition
Wait,
combined, 15
wait,
games.
wait,
But he
wait,
was
wait.
not a starter.
I want Temi to say something. There's a specific sentence he's going to say, right? Go ahead. Keep
Okay.
get to your point.
All right. As I was saying, you should understand. You should understand that he can't play because he can't bench the people that are ahead of him,
Which are
Okay.
which are Enzo Fernandez,
Caicedo.
Caicedo. Now, the person that they would have gotten rid of, but for a reason I don't know why the Chelsea fans like him and Chelsea's board director like him. For me, I have my own conspiracy theory about the reason why we can't get rid of it. Is Lavia.
That's true. Lavia still plays, bro.
Now that's the
Injury.
thing. I'll give you
Dog.
the
Injury.
reason why I think they decided to release Santos instead of Lavia. Given chance, they would have released Lavia in their books. So the reason why is you can't sell a player that has not played a match. Like
Playing
Lavia has
so
not
long,
completed
bro.
90 minutes in 3 years since Chelsea got him. You know how crazy that stat is? He hasn't completed 90 minutes.
Napo,
And Santos,
I don't think Ajida understands the concept behind Lavia. Do you know how many years Lavia has on his contract?
We
How
have
many
4
years?
years left, bro.
we can
He
check
has-
how many years does he
You
have.
guys signed him for 6 years contract,
And he has done
and
3 already.
he has done 3. So you want to
maybe
offload somebody with 4 years contract? That's a
No,
big.
no.
You know how many
So-
loss? You know what kind of loss that is?
Also,
The situation Chelsea is now with Lavia is hope. They are
That this
hoping
guy comes good.
that he comes good so that they
Because
can sell
guy-
him. They want to sell
guy.
him. You're right? But you need something to sell, right?
Like
you
that
don't,
was
right
trying-
now,
that
you
was-
don't have anything
That's what I
to
was
sell.
trying to tie it down to the reason why it was easier for us to offload Santos for the price we did. Because he was consistently playing for Chelsea when he came on. Sometimes when he started or when he came in as sub, he did consistently play. He wasn't injury prone. Like, if we check his record, you rarely have any injury. All those things for a young player, right, is a plus.
Let me
It's
correct this
it's a big
impression
plus.
about Andre Santos, right? Banter aside.
Okay.
You guys did not cheat Man U. A lot of people think you guys cheated Man U, right? Let me tell you the concept behind that buy. Man U, their top priority was Baleba,
yeah.
right?
Yep.
They can't get in. You know why? Same thing I explained to you about contract, right? he's on a huge contract in Brighton. Man, you tried to get him beginning of last season. And as of last season, before he even played this season, and the performances he put off for Brighton this season, right? Because he was the
Subpar.
engine room this season.
Subpar.
Man, you was tabling 80 million plus for him, and they said no. Then we got into this season that we just finished, and you guys can go check his performance, right? That 80 million that you're offering for somebody that has not even started this season has tripled. So now he's off. He wants to come to Man U, but
That price tag.
the person that has the bargaining power is Brighton.
Brighton.
Because he has contract. He's under huge contract there. He can do what Gyökeres did to Sporting by saying, or what's it called?
I love that guy, man.
Buy out his contract.
No, not what's his name? Isak. What Isak did to Newcastle because he had 2 years left, right? He can do that to Brighton and say, "Oh, I have 2 years left. Sell me, or I go on
It's not playing strike.
right?" Then they are forced because you have 2 years left, but you have 4 years left. You can't be doing that,
You
right?
know,
Damn.
you know
So
what I was saying?
what Man U did was they started scouting. So what Man U wants a Premier League proven midfielder,
Mhm.
somebody that can come in and immediately. They don't want less build. They don't want less given time. Man City has left Man U behind 3 years ago.
13 years ago.
Arsenal has left Man City has left Man U 30 years ago.
13 years ago, bro.
Arsenal has left Man U
Fuck.
6 years ago. Chelsea, Man U fans still think Chelsea are in the same level with them. Maybe because you guys had a mediocre season last 2 seasons. But Chelsea is not in the same level with Man U.
Chelsea won trophies. S.
Make no mistake, Chelsea is until somebody tops them, they are the current World Club champions, whether you like it or not, banter aside. So they are not a Man U's level, right? Liverpool is not a Man U's level because they were the defending champions up until Arsenal won it now. Do you get what I'm saying? So these are big teams. Tottenham won Europa League
Yep.
On their head.
against Man U. So if you look around you, all these teams
Everybody's
are
growing.
they've left you behind.
Yeah.
So Man U doesn't have time for let's bring in this guy and then they want come in and take Casemiro's place and kick the ground running. And the next best thing is Andre Santos, right?
You know,
You guys need to sell him because he's a bench player. He wants to leave because he wants first team football. Win-win, right? People think you guys cheated them. I don't think so.
What's a good deal for Man U?
I was gonna add something to what Temi you said, and that's why I was trying to let you to finish your statement. He wants to play. That statement will be Chelsea's downfall.
40 players want to play.
He wants to play. Because if you think about it, most of those players that you guys bought can go start somewhere else.
Yep.
True.
Yep.
But you guys are keeping them where? On the bench. Waiting happened to Valentino Bacco. Didn't you guys loan him to Strasbourg? Isn't he coming back to the
We
team?
actually sold him to Strasbourg. We didn't loan him.
You guys sold him. You sold him to your sister club.
So this is what happened. The sister club.
Money laundering.
Let's wait. I do believe. So this is it. This is what happened. Bacco was bought from the sister club. From Chelsea actually bought this Bacco from the sister club. So we didn't buy Bacco from where he came from.
So laundry, you learned that
Strasbourg bought him.
From Brighton.
Yes, Strasbourg bought him with Enciso too. Enciso too is at Strasbourg right now.
Yeah.
So they bought him and he performed, rightfully so, because he was so versatile. Let's be honest. He played wing back and he played the center mid and it was good. I was watching Strasbourg. I was like, yo, we need this guy in our team right now. And you guys also forget that we struggled with players like Reece James and Malo Gusto. I'm sorry, man. God forbid.
Yeah, but
God damn it.
But Bacco plays on the left. He doesn't play on their wing. He doesn't play on the right side.
He's versatile. He can play.
He's versatile.
On the right
He does.
side.
No, but he's versatile. But his main position is the left, technically.
His natural
True.
position. Yeah.
Yeah.
True. But you also have to look at it. We're not like I do believe that he can cover the left if Alonso
He's
plays
like
the way he wants to
Napo.
play.
He's like Timber. Timber's natural position.
Timber
is
can
right.
play. Yep.
He can
Yeah.
Can play everywhere.
But then
Yeah, so
again,
it's similar.
you guys don't have Cucurella, so it will be perfect for him
I
to
don't
go play in
remember.
that wing.
For a
Yes.
few, I mean, 1 month. Right?
So
Damn.
but it's like it
So-
all comes down to what I was saying, right? Sorry, I'm gonna make this quick. I want to play. That will be Chelsea's downfall if they don't fix it early, because you will have 30 players that want to play for Chelsea, but Chelsea's not giving them the chance. And the only way Chelsea can offload them is for selling them cheap, because Man U will come and say, I want this player. and you say 50 million, man, you say, nope, I'll give you 30 million. You don't have a choice. He wants to play. So you're either going to think about losing that player for probably a cheaper amount or losing that player for free, just like how Real Madrid has been doing for years. So I feel like if Chelsea is smart enough, rather than continuing buying, they should get rid of some of the players that they have right now and make some money out of it.
I'll
want to
be
follow
honest.
you.
I'll be honest. Like,
Yeah.
I get that we are talking right now, right? We're chatting about this, but you also have to do that. Most of the people that are working in Chelsea, that's their job. That's their solution, right? They have to find a solution for that. Like, don't get me wrong. Even the media is saying it. Like, everyone is
Mhm.
saying it. It's the same way we all complain about this young player style. They are learning.
Yep.
So they will have to figure out the solution. I'm sure, if I'm being honest, with Alonso there, once Alonso gets his core players, they eventually, like they've said, Taloba is going. They've said Badiashile is going. They've said what they said. What did they say again? Disasi is going, right? We do have what do you call his name too?
These all
Possibility
speculations
that
are
Jackson
confirmed.
might go to Aston Villa. We also have a possibility. They also said Delap is open, and there's a
Wait,
rumor, brother, he should go.
una
He
go
did perform.
una
So
use
are
gara
you
gara
saying this?
go
Are
collect
you saying
from
this? Are you
Man
saying
U.
this based on speculation, or you guys actually you're hoping that you
No,
offload
there are
this
news
person
of
mentioning?
there are news of players that Chelsea said they are willing to negotiate contract sales price with
You know,
anyone that
do
is
you know why
in it.
Napo is giving you this feature hint?
Why?
Remember a certain player called Julian Alvarez?
That's
Do you
what
remember
happened at Man City.
do you remember a certain
City.
player called Julian Alvarez?
Mm.
At Man City, he wanted to play. He
wanted
couldn't
to be
play.
the Haaland. You remember
And
the one you guys stole from Man City that you call Kopama? Your Kopama of today. You know what happened against Man
Kopama
City?
wanted to play
But
for us.
But now, I have this question for you
Mhm.
guys, right? Do you think anybody in Chelsea's bench that is not playing they are what starting in that Chelsea squad right now?
They can. They are players. Now let me
Not players,
hold,
Napo.
No.
hold
He's
on.
saying in Chelsea. He's saying in Chelsea.
I'm saying in Chelsea. I'm not talking of going to other club. You can
So
go to
you
another
need
club.
to create Chelsea's starting
So
11, and then you
yes,
create their
and
bench, and then
compare
compare
okay,
who can
person
replace who.
bench is
Yeah.
what starting. That's
So
when you
this is
cannot make that comparison like
now
Álvarez. Álvarez was good.
keep
Let's
in
be
mind.
honest.
No, hold on. Sorry. Keep in mind, Kopama came to you guys, right?
Yes.
For a big fee. Did you think Kopama was he's gonna turn out this way? No, I don't think you
It
did.
was a gamble.
But
It was a gamble.
exactly. You don't know how good a player. Even Delap was performing at what's this team that he was playing
Brighton?
for?
Brighton,
No, not
right?
Bright. Was it Bright? No,
Ipswich.
Ipswich. He was performing,
Okay,
but
Ipswich. Okay.
he's
Yeah.
not performing for you guys. So
You guys bought him based on
exactly my point.
yeah.
I feel like there's players in Chelsea. All these guys that you called, Badishele and all these guys, right? I even believe you guys already sold him, right? Tosin Adebayo or something. I
Adebayo?
think that's his name. You guys already sold him. He's heading out, right?
Easy.
There are
That's good.
there are players in Chelsea that you guys are selling. But those are the starters. Imagine you're selling a starter, right? And a young player that you bought with the ambition of, okay, I have a chance. And then they go to sleep and wake up, and then imagine our boy, Mr. Fabricio, bam, here we go. Chelsea don't buy again another centre back. How do you if it's you, how would that ring in your head?
So there are two ways to see it, right? You won't get replaced if you're a good player. And that is facts.
Yes, but you also need
You
to
don't see-
play, because
I
if you
get
don't
you.
get the playing chance, you can't perform,
Yes.
right?
But we can make the argument. We can also make the argument, right? Like, for example, Chelsea is not like Chelsea is trying to offload the lap because they thought the lap was going to perform,
Sorry.
right?
I find this comment very shocking. But
They
go
thought
on.
the lap was going to perform, but it didn't. Go check his highlights. Go check his highlights for Chelsea. He wasn't
Fouls and red
performing.
cards.
Thank you. So
That's
what
all.
it's like saying I employed you as my employee. I went to like Napo, you work for Apple, right? And you say you're a top talent. I poached you to come and do something similar to my company. But it turned out that you're not. That there's somebody else behind you that was
I think
doing
the right explanation is you
God.
guys bought him and he's on. You know how they call you? You hire somebody and the person is on probation, and then you look at the person like this. You can't fire the person because he's under probation. So you're just looking, and then when the probation finished, the person will be like, I want to discuss my wage.
My
And you're
my
like,
my pay raise.
my parents. And you're like,
But you get what I mean, right? Like in
yeah.
my own opinion, as a Chelsea fan, maybe outsiders can see something different. But me as a Chelsea fan, all the sub that we have are
Mhm.
not top players in my book. They can't like who is going to come into the midfield and in Chelsea sub and get rid of Kopama. They gave Dilap opportunity to like stake his claim. He couldn't. We had João Pedro. João Pedro has taken that claim as a
On
striker.
the Labs defense, you guys played him out of position multiple times. I'll give you an example. The 3 times you faced Arsenal out of 4, you played him as a wing.
So now,
I'll tell you places to play him against Arsenal, you play him in the wing where you have the likes of Calafiori and you have Timber, another mad person on the other side, right?
So
and
now,
the
the
lap
question-
is
well, no,
like
now the
he's
question-
built like a Giroud. He's a hold-up striker. He's not
Okay.
going to dribble or take you one-on-one. He's a hold-up, link-up striker.
And that
Have
goes to
you
my
seen
point
that on-
earlier that Chelsea
Have-
wingers
Yeah.
are garbage. Chelsea
Yeah.
wingers are ass. They're not good.
Have you seen
Pedro
have you
Neto,
seen
no.
have you seen Norway? What's this the other striker that plays for Atletico Madrid?
The one that plays
Solot.
playoff.
That cannot
Solot.
pass.
Do you know
New
how
vision
do you
Solot.
know how tall Solot is? That man is I think 6'4", 6'5", and they're
And
playing him on the wing. Do you know why? Because they will not let him play in front of Haaland. But I understand your point, right, Temi? I feel like you gotta see from the aspect of a player. Football is a hit and miss. There's no guarantee to football. There's no
True.
player that you buy that you are guaranteed that that player is going to be successful. Because there are players that are one-hit wonders. There are players that are two-season wonders. And there are players that you buy and they will never succeed. And there are others that you buy, they will be generational talents. At the end of
There's
the
some,
day,
there are also some that you buy and they'll go into full-blown drugs, like
Bro,
like
But-
Mukalo Modric.
bro, God. 100 million, God. God damn it.
I feel like at the end of the day, it all comes down to this, right? If I'm a player and they buy me and I'm still young and I know that I have a lot of years in front of me, I want to play, right? And I see they've sold a player and I know that I can get into that position
There's
or I
opportunity
can at
for you
least
to come up.
be
Yeah.
a backup, right? And then I go to sleep and I wake up, just like how Fabrizio announced this guy's transfer to Tottenham overnight, Xavi Simons. You wake
Yep.
up in the middle of the night that you want to go drink water or something, you go, Chelsea has bought a new center back. That tells you that I'm not important, that there's not even a chance for me to stake my claim to that position.
There's one. This thing Napo is saying is true because there's one thing as signing somebody that you can be in direct competition with,
Yeah.
and then signing somebody that deep down
It's ahead of
that's
you.
the man.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. There's rumors that Arsenal is eyeing what is going on between Vinicius Jr. and Real Madrid.
Bring.
Rumor, right?
Bring.
They are saying if he doesn't sign or extend his contract, Arsenal might want it.
150 million.
What do you think that kind of news does to Martinelli, wherever he is
Bro.
right now? Right now that we're all sitting here. Martinelli is secretly praying
That shouldn't
that
happen.
that shouldn't happen. Because the
So now,
moment that thing
the question-
happens, that's a competition right there. And it's not
Third choice.
direct competition. He's
Yep.
going to automatically be on the bench, right? So Martinelli, next thing you hear is he's leaving for Saudi or AC Milan or so that's what Napo is saying, that they want to play. Everybody wants to play, right? So when you sign somebody for my position, it either creates a positive competition or negative psychology on me. So the question now is which one is it going to be?
True. Like, I also like to point out that you also have to look at it like all these players have had the opportunity to stake their claims. Like the defenders that I'm saying for that, that Chelsea wants to get rid of. You're giving them opportunities several times. Is it Badiashile? Is it Disasi? So it's not like, oh, they never got the opportunity to, like, when you've been rocking bench for a bit and the coach is like, you know what, go in, show me what you're made of. But you're going to bore your heart out. I'm sure that's why Chelsea fans will always like Chalobah. He's
Always.
not the top player, but when coach should put it in, you know that this guy is playing.
Reminds me of Monreal for Arsenal. 7 out of
Yeah.
10. No matter
So
what's
he's
going
not-
around him.
You get,
So-
but when you now put someone at Badiashile, it's either he's playing stupid passes that's causing goal, or you pass back to the keeper instead of play. You get what I mean? So you can now tell me that
Okay.
now if Chelsea now wants to buy a new defender because of all the mistakes that you've been making, they don't have the right to do it. It's unfair to Chelsea because now it's like, oh, let's give them chance. Chelsea's not in there to. I know it sounds off, and the mental health of players should be considered because that's one thing we should consider. But Chelsea, you should also remember that a player is not bigger than the club. A club will always be bigger than a player, and a club is always going to be there after a player leaves, come or go. We sold Hazard.
Not all clubs will go on.
We sold Hazard.
I just want to, not
What
all
club?
clubs
What
and
club are
not
you
all
talking
play.
about? But you
I
have to
mean,
think
but
about it.
go
If we're
ahead.
talking
Let's
about
look at
England,
every
if we're
top,
talking about England,
every top club in the top league, from England to what do you call it, to German league. They are top teams. They'll always have history, and they'll always stay there. Players will come and go. Like if Chelsea
Facts.
can let go of Hazard when we're trying to win Champions League and won it after he left, like it shows that, bruh, you can leave. And what did Hazard? How many seasons did Hazard give Chelsea? He left Chelsea as one of the best players in the world. I went to Real Madrid and started having injuries.
They got fat.
So sometimes,
they became one of the fattest players in the world.
sometimes you
That man was
should also
healthy.
understand that sometimes it's not always green at the other side.
True.
It's not always green at the other side. Because at Chelsea, Hazard was unplayable. Now you guys remember him now.
Yeah,
When he
moving
will
on,
walk
moving on,
into
moving
your
on, moving on.
defense.
You want run.
Why you
Say
running?
moving on.
Far.
No, but
So what I'm trying to say, Napo, let me just bring it back to our topic. So basically what I'm just trying to point out is that all the players that Chelsea are letting go of, if not the young ones, I can understand the mental health, like, okay, you're not giving chances, right? But I'm talking of the ones that are mature enough, like the Badiashile, the Disasi,
Yeah.
and this one. But they've gotten their stake. Disasi was even one of the top players that played before. Like
What
Disasi has
about
been there with
Fofana? What about Fofana?
Fofana is a scam.
Fofana's injury.
Would you
yeah,
would you keep?
So
Would you keep?
no,
Would you
if
keep?
I'm being honest, if Chelsea have the
Huh?
opportunity to cash in on him, please let him go.
Yeah.
No,
I'll tell you the reason why.
I'm asking you.
No,
Would you
that's what
keep
I'm just telling
or
you the
sell?
reason why. Like, sell. If anyone wants him, sell. But the problem with the Fofana right now that we can't sell him is because he was one of those people that Toboli bought in at a very high wage. No one is willing to pay 300 or 230 or 300, close to 300,000 paycheck weekly.
So based on what you
someone
just
that's
said now,
injury prone.
the prognosis of Fofana in Chelsea is that he's going to be one of those players that will run down his contract, just like Sterling.
Probably.
Damn.
Probably. And I think, and you also have to understand, it's probably going to be a loss. But
Yeah. No, definitely.
it's part of the business. It's part of
See
the
this
sports
man
business.
right here? You see this man right here called Napo? If this was Football Manager that we were playing right now, this man would be the first person putting tabs on Fofana, waiting for his contract to run down. He will be the first person on your door. Knocking.
See, as I said, the club will always stand after a player has gone.
Yep.
Like if Fofana can go today, Chelsea can buy another player that will be way better and even perform, and it will give us the injury record that Fofana has been giving us, right?
Absolutely.
Like Fofana is not a bad player. Let's be honest. He was a top player.
No, he
But
was
the
up there. They were comparing him
was
with
up there.
Saliba now. Yes, no.
But the problem
I remember that
was
time.
the problem was the injury. And let's be honest, some people, I'll give you a good example of a player. John Stones in Man City was a top defender. But what happened? Injury. Towards that time when he started getting injury, recurring injuries started happening. He stopped there, dropping. What did Pep do? Pep said, I don't have time to waste with this guy. Go get a new defender. The defender doesn't work. Pep did it. Let's be honest. If you don't work for, he got Grealish for how many? 100 million. He played Grealish a few games. Don't get me wrong, Grealish still did some things. But he's like, bruh, we need new players.
The difference between Man City and Chelsea is this. People don't understand Man City's concept of building a team. Man City is what you call a recycler. They buy you if you don't perform, you're out. They recycle players.
It's been like that
lot.
since they got serious.
Now, what I was saying about Chelsea is that Chelsea, the players that you mentioned, Badiashile and all these guys, those are your starters. Those are people that play for your first team. I'm talking about the players that you guys bought that are like 17, 18, or possibly maybe 19 years old that came to Chelsea, or even 21 or 22, and they're like, okay, you know what? Chelsea is a great club. They have a great history. There's a chance I can play, right? And then you see a star player or a starting player from the team that is being sold. And you're telling yourself, okay, yeah, I know I cannot start, but maybe I can come up as a backup. And then you see Chelsea has bought starting players, not not bench players. They've bought people that are going to start and they are going to play on the bench. Now it plays on your mental focus as a player, as a young player that is still trying to come off the ranks. And I feel like in a long run, all these players that you guys bought and you guys have given them long-term contracts, it will come back and hit you guys hard because people want to buy those players since they're just sitting there and they're not playing. And instead of you guys selling them for good prices, you're gonna have to take a lot of losses.
Yeah.
So
I know I'm defending Chelsea a lot, but you
no,
should
it's
also have to look.
it's
I know
okay. It's
you should
fine.
also have to look at. You also have to look at the fact that Chelsea is not forcing these players to sign contracts. They're not tying their hands like this. 1, 2, as you said, they're 17, 18.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Why would
So-
you say that, Ken?
You travel with a jet to a remote place in
A small boy's
in-
village. And they're
in-
showing him the
in
world.
Boy
So
doesn't
I'll give you a
probably
good
have any-
example.
You come in
Like
with the whole
Santos.
Chelsea portfolio, you
So
set
I'll
a
give you a good
dream,
example.
and you
Yes.
put a contract on the table, and you're telling me you're not tying my hand down to sign it.
You can say no,
Probably a life-changing opportunity at that moment.
and you take
That
it.
month, that per week is life
So now
changing
you
for
should
them.
also
Are you going to
understand.
say no? Are you going to say no?
See. So now it all comes down to, do you live with your consequences of your action?
Mm.
It is your action. You decided to sign. You could have easily said, you know what, I will wait for a Man City to come and pick me when I still perform in Brazil, when I'm performing in my part.
But Chelsea is right there. Somehow.
Yeah,
That's
but
what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying.
you're thinking like an advanced player. You're not thinking of like a 17-year-old player.
So, but a 17-year-old player is not coming to start in Chelsea, let's be honest. You either going on loan to Strasbourg or you're
But
playing in
you
their
and I don't know. You and I
20.
don't know. You and I don't
Hold
know
on.
what
Hold on.
dream
Hold
is
on.
sold to
Hold
these
on.
players before they sign.
Let me just put this.
That's what I'm
How
telling you.
old-
You don't know what
hold
they
on.
tell them.
Ken, 1 second. How old was Neymar when he came to Barcelona? That's not the question I asked. No, hold on. I'm just asking it.
You see how you defended?
I'm not making. I just want you to understand what you just said. How old was Neymar
I think
when
he was
he came
17, right?
17, 18.
to exactly
And to help
my
Napo
point.
answer what you said about generation player, that is wrong. You know why? You have to look at the concept. Look at Barcelona's team when they were signing Neymar. They were
Exactly.
stacked. But they went for Neymar. And you know what they told Neymar? Just like what they told Hendrik, Robinho, all these
Hendrik
young
is a
talent.
great example.
They will
Hendrik,
tell
God.
you. These clubs will tell you. My club is a living testimony. I can tell you what we told Martinelli. You guys know when Martinelli came to Premier League and how he was hyped, and then he came into one. He made his debut in one League Cup, and boom, he scored two mad goals, and people were hyping him up and down. Right? What they sell these young players are: you come in, we're going to coach you, we're going to prep you, we're going to treat you well, and we're going to introduce you to the games. Right? You're playing for the biggest club in London, playing for the biggest club in England. Right? You will get your chance and you're going to show the world what you're made of, right? Do you like the concept? Do you like Arsenal? Yeah, they give you a tour, right? You like London, they keep the contract on the table until you sign. You sign. Deep down, they know. You know what people like Chelsea, people like Madrid, big clubs, Man U, Man City, Arsenal, you know what they're doing to these players? They are not signing you because you're going to start. They are signing you because they don't want Madrid, Barcelona, Man U, their rivals to go and grab that so-called generational talent that you're thinking of. It's a gamble.
Possible. Like I said, it's a hit
gamble.
and miss. It can
it's
work
a hit and miss.
it
can
cannot work.
And it can work. You guys took that gamble against what's some of this Barcelona guy in Estaval?
Mm-hmm.
You guys took a risk to sign that guy, and guess what? It paid off.
Right.
But guess what didn't pay off? Madrid and Hendrik. You see the difference? Madrid went there.
I think the problem with the Hendricks and Madrid situation is the fact that there's nobody you could bench in the front three.
No.
Tell me what player you believe you could have benched.
Do you know the stories
that Spanish boy was getting games for
do you know the stories that came from Hendrik? Do you know the stories? Let me just give you a prelude. The story that came with Hendrik was the similar story that came with Neymar.
Yep.
This guy is the next Pelé. They even said he's the next Pelé.
No.
Of Brazil.
I get.
Who doesn't want to sign this guy?
But you guys are forgetting, like, you also have to look into context of the squad that the player is going into. You are going into Madrid. Madrid is a team that they like superstars. Like, superstars will always start. And now, who is in front of Hendricks? Mbappe, the general. Do you think, if you are a coach yourself, do you think you
I'll
would
answer this
drop
question in a matter.
Mbappe for? Do you think you drop Mbappe for Hendrix? If
Let
you,
me
in
answer
good
that question.
conscience, can hit your chest and say yes, I can, then
No,
I'll
no,
say,
let me
you
answer
know
that
what,
question. Let me answer that
you're
question.
not being biased. Okay,
Name Madrid's front three.
Vini,
Mm-hmm.
Mbappe,
Mm-hmm.
and is it Rodrigo?
Rodrigo.
See how you're thinking about it. The third person is what you're gambling, right? That means the third person is not is not an out and out starter. True.
I
If
think
you're not going to think it.
the reason
See how
why I didn't
you were to say Vini and
I'll tell you the reason.
Mbappe.
I have a reason why. It's because Rodrigo rarely played because of last season he was injured. But in the
injured,
season
yeah.
before that, he was the starter. So I was
He
trying to
was
look
still
at who was
no.
playing
The season before that, he was still not the starter. He was coming in.
So who was
Rodrigo
their starter?
wanted to play. He wanted to play where Vini was playing.
Yep,
That's
he's
the reason why
right.
Arsenal wanted to buy him. Right? He didn't like the. I think was he left?
They put him on the right. He wants to
He,
play on the
he,
left.
he wants to play left, but they
Mhm.
were putting him on the right. So Vini was his direct rival, right? Now, let me answer that question you asked. If Hendrik came to Madrid with the hype, right? Same way Messi came to Barcelona, same way Robinho came to Real Madrid, same way Neymar came to Barcelona. Go and watch Messi's debut. Go and watch Robinho's debut. And go and watch Neymar's debut. These guys came in with the hype, right? That this is the next best thing. They came in and they came into the field and they lit it up right away. And people were like, go and watch Haaland when Haaland made his debut. People were rumoring that there's a monster striker, a 6'5" monstrosity coming from German league. People like us, I'll be honest, someone like me, because I don't watch too much of Bundesliga, I could care less what is going on there. Until somebody just does something crazy and then we'll go over to go and look at the highlights, right? I was one of those people that went to look at Dortmund. They say, oh, this guy came in and his first game, I think Napo will know because he's this guy, right? This guy came in the second half, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
He came into the second half in a game they were
Scored a hat
losing
trick.
and he scored a hat trick. He was not a starter. He came in. Probably the coach was like, we've lost. Okay, let me give this guy. Let me give this guy a chance.
Yeah.
He came in at 60-something minutes. Boom, first touch, he scored. They were okay. Boom, equalized.
Second.
Okay, 2-2. Boom, last minute. And he's not tapping. He takes the ball, does himself all the way and go and score. Like he told you out and out that he is a no-nonsense, I am here to stay striker.
So with that, your logic,
Robinho did the same thing.
No, I get.
Messi did the same thing. Neymar did the same thing. Now I'm telling you, if Hendrik came into Madrid and produced, I'm not going to say stunning performance, but at least produce something that backs up that claim that you are the next Pelé. Trust me, it will not take Ancelotti 2-3 games to make a decision and say, you know what, Mbappe, come, right? Vini, come. We have to sort out this attack. This guy has to be in the lineup. And trust me, Vini will understand. Mbappe will understand because you cannot have somebody like that is telling you week in, week out that I am the man, and you put him on the bench.
Yeah.
The fans, at some point, will be like, what's going on, right?
I'll tell you, I like how you brought
So
that
this
up.
guy
It's
came
the
in
same
and
way.
the first thing he did was he's doing TikTok and he's showcasing his girlfriend and he's showing you this guy is not
Married.
serious.
No.
He's getting married.
Don't get me wrong. I think it comes down, like I said, as you said, right?
Right.
Like Hendrix didn't perform
Mhm.
for him to warrant dethroning anybody in their front three.
Mhm.
To even dethrone their this thing. That's why he was seen as, even when he was given the chance. Like, I'll give you a good example in the World Cup game that he had the 1v1 that he should have
I was
used.
like, that wasn't fair either. That was such a tough position to put that young boy, bro.
No,
Yes,
not.
no,
yes.
You're making an excuse.
No.
You're making an excuse.
Let Temi get to his point. Let Temi get to his
So
point.
what I'm trying to say is that you should also look at that, right? You can't. It was a 1v1, and it was a clear opportunity. This is not a hard chance for a striker to score, because we've seen strikers, and we've even seen him score probably harder goals than that he had to score. But I don't know whether he buckled under the pressure or he wanted to rush. And you see, it cost them that game. If he had scored that goal, it might have changed the dynamics of the game. So now, is that the kind of It would have
It
been
would have
1-0.
been 1-0. Mhm.
And you see, and the other team might have been forced to come out and overcommit, and they would have scored more goals.
Right.
That's how the game works sometimes. But then it just makes you realize that sometimes when you buy players and you give them the opportunity to come and play, and they don't perform as you expected them or what you saw in their previous club, either deep down to like, oh, this is like, oh, they are not adapted to the weather or the language or the food or the miss home. As a big club, as I said, the club is always bigger. You don't have that opportunity to wait. A Brighton, a Southampton, probably an Aston Villa can give you the chance to like catch up and feel settled. But a team like Arsenal, Man U, Chelsea, Man City, where the pressure is high, like you are in that pressure. You'll be forced to either perform or you're out of the door, or they are getting linked to someone else. And to me, if I'm a player for Chelsea and I see that the team is linking me to someone else, I am turning up my game. It's either I'm going for extra training, or like when Jackson was missing chances, I'll probably go get a coach, a personal coach, or even talk to an ex-player and say, please, I need you to like work on my finishing, or even go get one of those their data analysts to watch my game and tell me, oh, what style am I shooting in that's off? You get what I mean? You can do it. But these young players nowadays, they kind of feel like, you know what, I'll get it. I'm just young. You know what, let me just keep playing. I'll get there. Even it came to the point where Mikel was trying to put fire under Jackson's ass to like
He started
perform.
firing back.
He
Yep.
started firing back. I'm like, yo, you can easily call Mikel and say, yo, man, I'm struggling. Like, I know I'm trying my best. It's not like you get what I mean? But you're going on social media blasting. Do you think that is making your case for you for players to like you, or even like the fans to like you as a person? You get what I mean?
I would say
But
Right.
yes. I would say yes, right?
yeah,
If the only issue that I had with Jackson, with Mikel Obi, right, is if I come out and tell Napo, for instance, you're trash, right? I have the right to say he's trash because I'm watching him. I'm probably paying money, subscribing to watch him. Now, if Napo hears my comments and says, I'm trash, you are trash, right? And then goes to the next game and scores a hat trick, I become a fool. You understand what I'm saying? So he has shut me up. But if he tells me I'm trash and then he goes, people
does the
like
same
you,
thing again.
people like Bemi have seen me say he's trash, and you've also seen him reply me. So now what you guys are doing now, you're watching, right? So his views, he has gone viral. His views, all the pressure now is on him, not me. I'm retired, right? So everybody now is watching that guy. And then he goes and he flops, probably gets a red card. Why I'm saying get a red card is that game. The next game, he got a red card on that game, right? And then guess what? Mikel Obi went back to that podcast and said, you see what I'm saying? He's not right, but because of Jackson's poor performance in the next game, Mikel Obi became a hero, right? I'll use this guy as an example, Yamin Yamal, right? Napo will tell you now, I am not a fan of Yamal, and I'll tell you why, right? Sometimes when people praise him, I criticize him. Is he a fantastic player? Yes. But the only problem I have about him is he talks too much. I'll put it this way, he plays when he doesn't talk. The times that he has spoken, his performance does not match up. That's my issue, right?
Yeah.
Let's go Madrid, the Champions League semi-finals, quarterfinals that they played. Right? What did he do? You know what he did? He said on the pre-match conference that if this guy likes, he should put how many defenders on him. What will happen? They will still not stand a chance. What happened at the end of the day? 0 shot on target, 0 chances created, and he got knocked out. That is my issue, right? But guess what? Go and look at Yamal when he's not doing all those things. He's unplayable. He will run you to the ground, right? I was watching him close in this World Cup. He wasn't doing a lot of talking, right? Perhaps maybe he knew that his form was not, maybe he's tired, he's coming out from an injury. So
Injury, yeah.
yeah, I'll give him a pass. But he didn't make noise that much, right? That's my issue with Jackson. Like when they criticize you, when these players criticize you, do the talking on the field, right? So that because a lot of people don't like Mikel. A lot of people think Mikel talks a lot. A lot of people think Mikel says a lot of things that he didn't even do in Chelsea. But he's now a podcast guy and a football analyst, and he thinks he knows better than everybody.
Sorry, I'm gonna just add this to it before Temi
Yeah.
takes over and everything.
Yeah.
Despite what everyone is saying about Obi, one thing you cannot take from him, he was at that Chelsea,
and he
did
won
it,
trophies.
and he won trophies. So despite what anybody wants to say, your opinion at that point has no weight over what he has to say. Why? Because he was there. When he had leaders, he became a leader and he did it. So at the end of the day,
and he
when
was a
you're in
starter,
that,
right? He was a starter.
yeah, Yeah, and when you're in that position,
I know what you're doing.
your voice holds more weight. It's like Vincent Kompany. Why is he in Bayern Munich? Do you think is by error? No. As a player, he did it. As a captain, he did it. Went to Burnley, did it. You know, he's in Bayern, he's still doing it. And you think if he sits tomorrow and he's doing a podcast and saying something about a player, do you think that player will have more voice than him? No. The only way that player will have more voice than him is if that player overdoes better than what he's saying.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, in this instance, I get what Nicholas Jackson is doing. He's trying to back himself up, but rather than back yourself up with your mouth,
On the
do it
field.
on the field.
Yeah.
Thank you, Napo. Hey, Napo, you deserve a cold drink for that statement, because as a player, that's what you need to do. You back up with, like, you know, when Palmer first came in, people were like, oh, why Chelsea getting Palmer? Like, what's it going to do? Like, oh, it's like, oh, this young City, like Man City don't, like, he's an okay player, nothing. He came in, he started banging goals, go back to back. People zipped up. Like, I remember when we got Palmer, like, we ESPN pundits were like, oh, Chelsea again with young talents. Why are they doing this? Why are they wasting money? Bam, he scored the first goal. Bam, he had hat-trick. You're like, what? What's going on? Where did Chelsea find this gem for? Like, why the man? You get? But Jackson's on.
And
Was
then
a
at some
different
point,
situation.
Man City started saying, why did we sell him? Why? I know Napo
Sell him.
was like, we shouldn't have sold this guy. We shouldn't have sold this guy.
But you know, with City, there was already glimpse of the glory of what he could be. But the
Yes.
fact that he didn't want to sit
there was
on
no
the bench.
space. There was no space.
As a
There was no
player,
space.
sometimes it's the risk you have to take. If you know your what and you know that you are that great, you take it. And if it's not green at the other side, you also live with the consequences. Like Santos
It
going
is
to
what it is.
Man U, if he performs,
We'll
people
be
will like
watching.
great. You'll be like
We'll be watching.
world class talent.
I
greatest
personally think it's gonna.
signing.
I personally think
he's
it's
an
gonna
okay.
work
As a
out.
Chelsea fan, I will tell you I respect him as a player. He's humble, like he's a family man. He's not all those guys that I'm always on the news with, like girlfriend, as she said, Lami Yamal posting TikTok. He's a family man. He's focused. He comes to training.
Well,
Like,
how old
think
is he?
about it.
I think 22.
22.
Yeah,
Think
you
about
can't
it.
put him
When
in
have you?
Yamal's. You can't put him in Yamal's
No. What
category
I'm
now.
trying to say is that he has been mature from a long time. Tell me one scandal you heard from Santos. Tell me one that you'd be like, oh, I remember when he broke up with his girlfriend, or his girlfriend fought in public. You've not even heard one thing. So it shows that you want those kind of players in your team that doesn't rock the boat too much.
Disciplined, cool-headed player.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. I know we have some great topics. Our final topic before going on for the end of this pod is I would like everyone to pick their best and worst club that have performed in this transfer market. I know it's still early so far. So this will be like...
Are you talking based on top 6 or in general?
No, just in general, like clubs that you think that have performed, like, you'd be like, this transfer market is good for them. And yeah, 40 seconds. It doesn't have to be much, just the best and the worst and the reasoning why you feel like they are. All right, I'll start with Boss Bemi.
I don't know, man. I want to say Arsenal for the worst, but I don't really want to at the same time because we did win the league with the squad we have. But all of our oppositions are getting better. Everybody is buying somebody, man. Every United, not the joke as I want to joke, they've already kind of Tielemans, Santos, this other fellow, I don't know. It's tough to find the worst. But I think for me, maybe I'm just being optimistic. Maybe I like Morgan Rogers too much. But I think that Morgan Rogers transfer is going to work out very well for Chelsea. So I, as much as I hate the fee, as much as I hate him not coming to us, what I saw Kopama go through last season, no. If that guy gets help, that's no one that was saying the guy was texting him the whole time. That guy is gonna work out. I think on the worst, I have to just say Arsenal for now because we haven't really bought anybody. And, and I really don't want this Zolis guy, like Ken was saying, as much as I know this Zolis guy can be like a young Trossard, he can, give us some numbers. I don't want to rely on this guy. I need somebody else that, maybe will come and take charge there, but can also play somewhere else. And for my best, there's still a lot of transfers that haven't been sorted out.
I know. I think it's just right now. It's just right now. I think it will probably change down the line.
I'll just take Chelsea for now, because of that Rogers transfer. Just because I know he will give numbers for them.
So far, my winner so far, I know it's too early. I'll go with Tottenham.
I've completely forgot about these people.
And the reason I'll go with them is look at what they finished last season.
Yep.
Look at what kind of businesses that they have been able to put in place, right?
Yeah, Tottenham is a good shout.
My losers so far, and this is coming from the amount of quality players they've lost, and they are yet to do any replacements for those. And when I mean quality, not just quality players, even their coach is Crystal Palace, right?
Ooh.
Crystal Palace was the boogie team of last season. bullied Man City, they disrupted Liverpool, they pushed Chelsea to the limit. They won most of the only team that they did not shove on the side was Arsenal for some weird reason.
For some weird
Right?
reason, I don't know why.
But they bullied on every other team. Now they've lost their coach, right? I think he went to Liverpool. Or which team? Did he go to Brighton? I can't remember.
Ariola,
He
Liverpool.
went to Liverpool. Yeah.
Yeah, Liverpool.
So they
I mean, no,
lost.
that's Bournemouth. That's Bournemouth. Where did
Was
the
it Bournemouth?
Bournemouth fair? Bournemouth went to Liverpool.
I
He
know.
went to Nottingham Forest because
Nottingham
he was
Forest,
meant to
thank
go
you,
to
thank you,
AC
thank you.
Milan, but
Yeah. So they lost Ebere Chieze. They lost McGahey, right? I think they lost another defender, and then
Lacroix
now,
might be going.
yeah, and now they are talking about losing Mateta, right? You've lost your coach. Up till now, there is no activity. All right. I don't want to speak about Man U. I don't want to speak about Man City. I don't want to even talk about Chelsea. Right? It's too early for me to decide. Maybe we'll revisit this conversation.
End of the transfer window.
Yeah, or maybe after the first or two games of the season. But for now, my winner is Tottenham.
all right. For me, I'll probably say the same thing. My winner is Tottenham, and my loser so far is Newcastle.
I was gonna switch my loser to Newcastle because I just thought about it. Those people have Jesus
Because
Christ.
since they've lost Isak and everything, right? They've been going down,
Bro.
and now they are losing. They might lose Bruno Guimaraes.
Tonali is
And
gone. Yeah.
Tonali is gone.
Gordon is gone.
Gordon is gone.
Ha.
And these are core players, not
Those
just
are core players.
Key players to them.
Crystal Palace will always survive. And I'll tell you the reason why Crystal Palace always survive. They are good at playing no-name players to perform. Newcastle, before, were okay with playing no-name players, but have gotten used to to go to their Champions League run and all those things. They need top players.
Yeah.
But now they don't have those top players. And I see Newcastle dropping down the table. That's my reason why I believe that they are not going to, they are the worst so far. But who knows? The transfer we still have how many weeks? 3 weeks.
There's money in the bag.
Yeah.
They sold those players for good money, so they do have money. It's not like
Yes.
it's not like they get them for chicken change or anything. Bruno now
Yeah,
might
but
become for
but
70.
I heard they're investing in mediocre players, right?
That's what they are doing. I don't understand. Maybe they're tired of big names.
You can't sell Isak for 100 and something million.
And bring Wissa.
You blow 200 million on Wissa and two other guys. What's the striker, the German striker?
That guy's actually not bad. The one that I know they he's ended up playing midfield for them.
What is it? What horse or what?
Voldemort
or what? Yeah,
I
call him Lord Voldemort.
Voldemort.
Yeah. So you see those kind of players. He's good, yes, but he's not Isak.
No.
Right?
No.
And like Temi said, you are in a Champions League. You've established yourself as one of the powerhouse of England, right? You want to be there, right? You want to be considered amongst top 6, top 7, right? If you sell your striker in Isak's quality and you go and replace him with someone like, I'm not disrespect to Wissa or Lord Voldemort, but I'm saying if you want to compete, those are not the players you go for. I mean, you have over 120 million, right? You were going for Eketike,
lost that,
and then you go and you switch focus to Wissa. See, so
no, what I say is probably why a lot of these big name players are losing belief in their project. Because even there is a reason Tonali decided to go to Spurs over them. This like they went there under the belief that Saudi has come, you are about to be the next big team, the next Man City, the next Chelsea, and then you are selling Isak.
And then they were scammed.
They're not seeing that you put people and let people go.
I do believe that Newcastle's situation. Is more of what do you call it? Newcastle's situation is more of Prem tying down the new rules of financial fair play.
Definitely.
So they didn't have the money to like spend quickly and get up as soon as possible.
Yeah.
The advantage that Chelsea had, the advantage that Man City had to get to where they did. But that's the problem. Anyways, Napo, our final question for rounding up. We are just saying who so far is your best signing and best. Which club so far is leading in like the best club that is winning, and is the one that is losing so far, and your reason why?
I think so far I would go with Chelsea. That Morgan Rogers. Chelsea needed something to
Badly.
yeah, they needed something to put them back on the map, and I think Morgan Rogers is gonna do that. Losing right now, I will put Liverpool and City because they haven't done any major transfers.
Elliot Anderson, bro, over 100 million. Oh. That's a big boy. Oh. That response is all I need to know. He says,
I
All
mean,
right, all
I
right.
mean, I mean, Man City bought Anderson for 100 and something million, and you saw my reaction, right? I don't see what the need for him.
Was for.
I
Do you
think it's
know?
the fear of losing Rodri.
No,
But I don't
but
know if he replaces
no,
Rodri.
but the thing is, do you know how many midfielders we have in that team? And I think Man City, what the mistake Pep did was Pep overbought, and now it's affecting Man City even after he's gone.
Mhm.
Because we have so many players in that particular role, and it's like he bought all these guys thinking one of them, and
Will
was
work.
thinking and hoping that one of them will replace Rodri.
Mhm.
None of them did. And now, at 30 years old, Roger goes to the World Cup, wins the
And
Player of the
drops
Year,
that performance.
Yeah.
Player of the
Now,
Tournament.
as a
So,
manager, that's the headache you now have. Now, that's
yeah,
Maresca's job to deal with.
yeah.
Wish him the best.
Okay. I think the next time we meet, we have to talk about coaches because we have like three top coaches. We have the Maresca, we have the Alonso, we have what's the Real Madrid former coach that's gone to Fulham,
Ariola.
Ariola. Then we now have the Liverpool manager, and we need to talk about each and one of them and see how they're going to perform.
Albiol is the one that went to Fulham.
Fulham,
And then Ariola is the one that went to Liverpool. Sorry.
It just shows that Prem is now filled up with lots of Spanish manager, except from Maresca, Italian. He's the only Italian. So the top, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. All right.
Definitely.
Yep. All right. This is episode 5 of the World Pass done today. We ended with a British record broken, and we'll end with one sentence. Hey, how are you feeling about next season? I'll start with Napo.
Not sleep on Manchester City.
Boss Bemi.
Defense, title defense. Don't worry. Better than Liverpool.
Alright.
Sha. That's smelly.
You see this,
Doctor.
you see this man with blue. This man is about to drop us a Bible quote. What?
Dr. Ken.
Optimistic.
Let's
That's what
go.
I'm saying. I'm
Let's go.
optimistic.
For me,
Optimistic. I like that.
for me, I do think this league is going to be electric. Like it's going to
Yeah.
be electric
Yeah.
because Pep have always been the thorn in everyone's side, and he's gone. And now everyone can now play different style. We don't have to play Pep style and try
Yep.
and beat each other, which
Thank
I'm grateful
God.
for.
Yeah.
I would tell people like I won't stop Pep from coming to Prem. Like he was one of the best manager, if not the best in the world. But then there are some times when sometimes it affects the other people that are in your league because they either they said if you can't beat them, join them and copy them. And that's what everyone did. I think what now happens now is it changes the style now. People are willing to play different style. And we will see. And I think that's why I said it's going to be electric next season. All right.
Sorry, I was gonna say, do you know Pep outlasted every single manager when he joined while he was in charge? All of them joined and they all left and he stayed.
Happy to see the back
We
of
will
that
see.
board.
We
now,
will
man.
see.
You know
Next
who's
season-
next?
Next,
You know who's
what?
next on that list?
Ateta?
Nobody.
You know,
Premier
you
League
know.
winner.
Listen,
I want to hear it from you. I want to hear it from you.
listen. What? Nobody. There's nobody in the Prem that will do what Pep has done.
Of
No,
course
Nobody.
no,
not.
that's
Of
not what
course
I'm
not.
saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm adding to your statement. You said Pep has outlived everybody that he met in Premier League. That's what you said, right? So I said, you know who is next?
To outlive who?
Everybody else.
Everybody that he met.
Everybody else.
Not Arteta.
Who?
Oh, we'll be there. We'll be there. We'll be
I
there.
don't know.
Look around you. No, look around you.
We'll be there. We'll be
Liverpool
find
coach has
out.
left. Liverpool
Everybody, new
coach has
manager.
left. Yeah, Liverpool coach has left. Everybody's leaving. Pep is
We'll
the last
find out.
surviving person. Maresca has left, right? And then
We'll find out.
what's some of that lecturer that you guys hired?
Say that lecturer, God.
All right.
God.
If you are new here, you can watch our full World Cup series on the channel, episode 1, 2, 4, all the way to Spain versus Argentina's final. And we'll be back with more transfer coverage as deadline approaches. Subscribe and hit the bell button. Until next time, pass it, return it, debate it, and repeat. We're out.